They buffed the flamethrower tanks. They buffed them. They are utterly ridiculous. Don't believe me? Okay, watch this. You're kidding me. What? Greetings. I'm going to show you a few replays of flamethrower tanks. Now, yes, you probably already saw a video I made about the flamethrower tanks. However, there's one small difference. That video was on the test server, and the flamethrower tanks on the test server were utterly terrible. So then Lesta, as you would imagine, buffed the flamethrower tanks. Except they buffed the absolute shit out of them to the point where the flames can like one-shot, or I guess full HP to zero someone reasonably consistently if you get their sides or rear. Now, on top of that, in case, again, you don't know, this thing is armored up the frickin' yin-yang, as some may say. What I'm trying to say is the upper plate is very thick and cannot be penned, and the lower plate is very thick and cannot be penned. The only places that can be penetrated are actually like these little like nubs or something here, and the cupola, of course. And if you notice from the segregation in the tracks, yes, this does have the reserve track capabilities. You can see on the bottom left, the little tank icon, the tracks are actually separated so that there's 4. But anyway, this thing has 2 types of flame. There's one that does a lot more damage, 20, as you can see. And then there's one that does 12, that's less damage, but it has much longer range. And you can look on the map, you see this little tick mark in front of me, that's my range. And now, I see a little ELC, and this is what I'm gonna do to him. Yeah. So, this thing is quite crazy, and you might be thinking, Chems, why have you already YOLO'd through the middle? Well, that's just kind of how flamethrower tanks operate, because most things can't really pen you. Now, of course, like a Rheinmetall Borsig firing gold, he'll pen me, but here, let me just see, I'm only 2/3 of the way overheated. I could have kept firing. Now, of course, when you fire too much, you actually reduce your damage. So you see there's 3 tick marks, right? And you see I stopped shooting and I'm waiting for it to go back to the first tick mark. The reason for this is that when you're in the first section of the overheating, you do just normal 100% damage. But if you overheat to the second section, you actually do 70% as much damage as you would normally. And if you overheat to the last third, you do only 40%. So your damage drop-off is more than halved by the time you are about to overheat. So it's actually not wise to just fire, or I guess, well, fire? This quite literally is fire. It's not wise to do it until the end. What you should do is just continuously stay within the first third. Now, if you're gonna kill someone, I guess you could keep going, but here's a Roomba. He bounced off me twice. I'm gonna keep firing, and he's dead. That's a second Roomba killed from full HP. Alrighty then. Here's a Yag Tiger. Okay. Let's, there we go. Oh look, a Bizante. Who's next? The Bizante, and then after that what? I'm already on 5 kills. Now this thing can actually shoot above cover. Very minorly, or is, I don't know, minorly a word. It has a slight arc, and if you third person it, you can shoot over obstacles, which just makes this thing even more ridiculous. Now look, I'm switching to my long range flame because this guy is, as you can see, quite far, and I want to get more kills. I'm on 6 already. Now, I think, as you can see, if I zoom out and third person, I can shoot over this rock. And, come on. Oh, there we go. So, just like that, 7 kills, holding W, and clicking. In, I'm not even top tier, I'm fighting tier 9s. Now, of course, you may be thinking, is this like a super tester, a new premium, or... No, this is the Russian server. Okay. So, if you thought this replay was funny, You ain't seen nothing yet, okay? The next replay is one chems versus 999 fucking Russians, okay? Let's get right into it. All right, so I named this replay one chems versus 999 Russians, okay? You're in for a treat. But anyway, so there's a whole tech tree of flamethrower tanks on the Russian server, starting at tier 7. This is the tier 8, and in my opinion, it seems to be the strongest in the tech tree. Now, what actually happened is that these replays are from last patch. Let's just said they nerfed them. Well, actually, what they said is there is a bug with the flamethrowers that they are doing more damage than they should be against certain armor. Now, after the patch, so after they supposedly fixed it, I can't say I've noticed a huge difference. But maybe certain circumstances I'm doing less damage. It's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, I thought, you know, they're gonna nerf it, it's gonna be ruined. No, they're still pretty good. So, I'm in a tier 10 game, although there's only a few tier 10s, but... And I'm in the tier 8, as I just said. And the tier 9 flamethrower is alright, and the tier 10 is pretty good. But this thing, tier for tier, is crazy. So, Scorpion looking at me. He's too far, and I don't want to cross this. I'm going to switch to long range flame. So, it takes like 8 seconds-ish, I guess, to... how do I say? Remove or unscrew the old tank of fuel and screw in the new one, I guess. Anyway, you can third person and shoot over this mound, but it doesn't seem like I have quite figured that out yet. Anyway, I'm pre-firing because, as you can tell, it takes quite a while for the flames to reach this guy. So, what I have to do is basically aim at him and kind of predict when he's going to poke again and then start shooting. So here we go. He's probably reloaded now, and... Okay, looks like I was right. Are these going to hit? Kind of. I mean, 100 damage for, I think, 2 ticks worth of flame was, you know, let's say that's pretty good. Anyway, a bit of him is poking out, and he's tracked. Okay, we're doing a little bit here and there. This IS-4 is absolutely getting gamed on by these two tier 9 flamethrower tanks, as you can see. So yeah, should these things be brought to NA? Not in a super heavily armored heavy form, I think. Probably a light or medium form. Anyway, I'm gonna move up because I'm a flamethrower tank. And you know what that means? It means I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of tier 10s, I don't care. I want to just keep going. And as you can see, I'm running optics on this because... Well, what else are you gonna run? You gonna run rammer? You can't. Vert stabs? You don't need it. I don't know. I did think or consider Spaltliner, but I'm not actually sure if Spaltliner blocks against flame. I don't know if flame is considered HE. So instead, I'm just gonna put optics and just rack up a bunch of assists. I mean, I'm already on 1200. So anyway, I've made it to here with 1200 HP, okay? This is where my 1 versus 999 will begin, okay? As you can see, someone has approached me, a 590. Now, this 590 is actually buffed on this server, okay? It's not like the shit North American or EU version. And, oh shit, he's penning me. Oh man, okay. I think what's happening is that he's shooting down on my upper plate, and yes, so, the upper plate is only strong on level ground because it's an auto ricochet. Otherwise, they just pen you. So, of course, I'm gonna back up and try to position myself so that he's not shooting down at me and he has to come fight me face to face. But it's not looking so good. I'm on 600 HP, but, I mean, I'm on 2600 spotting, right? That's thanks to the optics. And that's what I mainly use this tank for, by the way. I've got the tier 10, but I still play this to grind XP to convert to free XP. And putting optics means I'll get a bunch of spotting, which will hopefully add to my free XP. Anyway, there's some people here, and oh, okay. Let's try and get this guy. I back up, though, because that's an SU-122 V, or B, I guess, on the server, but He's an autoloader, very accurate, etc, etc. I don't want to poke against him. He'll have no trouble hitting my huge ass cupola. Now, that dude tried to approach me. I guess we could say that's the second person that's tried to approach me. Okay. And I just saw that tree knocked down, and I see more shit getting knocked over. So I'm gonna go like this. Oh shit, another flamethrower. Okay, here he goes. This is the third person approaching me, but I killed him. And oh shit, okay. It's the same guy, but I guess you could say this is the fourth approach, so to speak. Now, I don't want to really overheat my gun because I'm just going to be doing less damage, right? It's kind of like an auto reloader, right? I want to save up as much shots, I guess you could say. And okay, he penned one, but bounced one. Oh no! Okay, come on, cool down. I cannot overheat the gun. I just, come on, need to kill this guy. Yeah! Go! He got him! Okay, fifth person approaching. Drive forward so he can't point his gun down. And... oh, he only stunned me. Holy shit. But my gun is overheating now. Don't get rammed. Don't get rammed. Okay, he stopped. There's a Progetto over there, by the way. Okay, that's the sixth person to approach. Alright. He somehow bounced his 2 shots, even though he... well, actually 3 shots. He bounced 3 shots when he could have just shot me in the side of the turret. Oh, well, alright. 7th person has approached. ISU-152. Will he get me? No, he won't. Just squirt, I guess. Go this way because I don't want to get clipped out by the Progetto and he gets taken out by the Conway. So, 7 people approached me and I survived. Albeit I didn't do that much crazy damage, but I'm on 3,500 spotting. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's really thinking about it. Well, yeah, so I'm gonna rack up a shit ton of XP this game. But, I mean, I survived. That's the crazy thing. And I've got the long-ranged flame here. Although, if you see on the map, he's just out of range. And I survive. 1 chems versus 7 Russians. Almost comical. Because they all came one at a time. Like, I guess there was a bit of overlap, but more or less one at a time. So that was quite entertaining, I must say. Oh, you think we're done here? No, we're not even close to being done. On to the next replay. Alright, so this is the tier 9, and this replay is called Flamethrower Ape. So, we'll have to see what happens. I don't quite remember. But, as you can see, we're playing... oh, look at that. This is the tier 9. Now, the tier 9, I would say, doesn't have as crazy of a flamethrower gun as it did at tier 8. It's still an improvement, but tier for tier, this thing's gun might be a bit worse. But it gets a lot going for it instead. For one, see these little nubs? They are much smaller, much harder to hit. Although you do have a driver bulge here. The turret and the hull armor obviously is much better. Because, as you can imagine, the tier 8 still fights tier 10s. And in that case, it's an auto pen. But this thing, not so much. It's still fighting tier 10s, but it can still ricochet and non-pen a lot more. And as you can see, the cupola weak spot is a lot less. And I bet you didn't know you could drive up this. Nope. Yes, you can drive up this on the Russian server. I'm not sure if you could do it here on the NA and EU server because as you can tell, we have an updated version of this map. Anyway, so, okay, we're already at 800 and you know what? I think I might just drop down because that's 3 people and I'm about to overheat. Okay, fine. I lost a little more HP than I would have liked, but, well, there you go. Now you know you can drive up that. So, what do I do now? Well, just wait here, I guess, since these guys insist on poking, and they're giving me their side armor. So, flame is a bit strange. Even though it says on here, 90 millimeters of penetration, if you get people's sides, you seem to just do a lot more damage, even if you don't pen. Which I guess makes sense, it is thinner. And I guess you could relate it to high explosive, but yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, okay, let's see. These guys want to poke, but they're gonna have to eat it from me, alright? Like, look at this. 500, and I set him on fire. That's right. So unlike the check light tanks, which don't appear on RU, they don't get the check lights. But unlike check lights, the flamethrowers can crit quite effectively. You get a lot of turret rings and engines and fires even. Now, I tried to go back up this, but I wasn't quite going fast enough. And, well, you know, we'll just toast the side of your cheek like that for poking. And, like, what have I actually done to deserve this 1900 damage I've just done? Well, this is 2 tier 10s, quite scary tier 10s, but one of them is his ass. I really want to shoot his ass. What can I say, man? Let's get her going, okay? 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 900. Oh, you're firing HE. Yeah, you're not penning me. Oh, T-57. He actually stopped shooting at me because he understands that this thing can't really be penned with AP rounds. So, that was 900 in a matter of seconds. Let's run it back because this guy just fired his second shot and now he's reloading for God knows how long. Probably like 40 seconds. So, shoot until I reach the first tick and then wait for it to cool down. And then keep shooting. Try to go for the side because that's thinner. You gotta think, yes, the side armor is thinner, but you usually don't shoot it because it's an auto ricochet. But flame isn't gonna ricochet, so just shoot the side anyway. It doesn't matter. 89 degrees, just shoot it. Now, to be clear, I don't actually know if that's true, but it kind of seems like it is. Anyway, yeah, you just bounced your heat round. You're a tier 10, quite a strong tier 10. I'll make a video on that later if I feel like it. But as you can see, when you're about to overheat, you do very little damage. Like, I just did 100 there for given his side. And this is honestly the big difference between, what should we say, average player and great players. The average player will just shoot until he overheats, not realizing that, like, the majority of his flame is being wasted. What you do, as I said, is you shoot until you reach the first tick, then cool down and shoot again. Now, if you're shooting something that is very low health and you're going to kill him, then you keep going. Or, for example, he's about to get into cover and you have plenty of time to not overheat, or cool down, I should say. Anyways, I've switched to the long range flame because, well, now it's going to be long ranged. And you can see on the mini-map, it does give me a bit more range, more than you would expect for a flamethrower. But it's still by no means very good. So, those guys actually still have a lot of HP. I know we were out of render for a bit of that, but they do actually, as you can see, have quite a bit of HP. So, if I close the distance, I might actually switch. And I am going to switch now. Now, to be fair, I probably could have flamed these guys from over the hill. But because I have decent amount of HP and we're going to win, and that's the back of a 263, I just want to load the high damaging rounds and go in. However, one thing you notice, despite being open topped, the back of that tank actually has spaced armor. And I think, see, screen not penetrated, it's kind of absorbing some of my flame. Like, I've only done 400 to him, so that's kind of horseshit. The one tank that this thing should utterly destroy, and it didn't do the greatest damage to it. You know, that being open topped. Ah, yes, okay, this game. By this point, I have fully utilized shooting over cover to the point where I almost always exclusively shoot over cover. It's such a scumbag thing, man. Like, this thing already has shit tons of armor, but then you just don't even poke. And we're on Westfield, so as you can imagine, yeah, I'm just gonna ruin everybody's game, okay? So we're gonna come up here. I've got the long range flame because really, if you want to shoot over cover, you want to use the long range flame to get as much of an arc as possible. And okay, I'm gonna try and lead my shot. No, I'm gonna go for this guy. See, as you can see, when I went to sniper mode, it doesn't look like I'm aiming at anything. But in third person, my reticule, like, how should I say? Instead of the reticule pointing there, it is actually pointing over there, which means the shot will land to him. So as you can see here, look, I'll go in sniper mode. I can't see this guy, really. However, I will be able to shoot him, although in this case, I'm so close, there isn't much of an arc, but here. Alright, alright. Come on, back up, back up. That's why I'm aiming at his engine. I'm expecting him to back up. Nope. All right. 900 damage. Oh, and yes, the flames can, in fact, track people. And the reason I, like, unloaded there is I really thought this guy would back up. But he didn't. He just sat there and ate it. He ate all of it. Anyway, that's probably the first and last time in this replay that I'm gonna overheat my gun. Because, really, I was expecting him to pull back. That's why I kept shooting. Anyway, this guy's next. See, I'm shooting over the cover. And, well, this thing has such slow... I wouldn't say shell velocity. I wonder if it says that, though. It says shell velocity on a flame. But yes, the shell velocity is quite slow. 80 meters per second. That's really, really slow. Anyway, anybody else to shoot? If I want to shoot these guys over cover, I will probably have to back up a bit. Ooh, okay. Okay, Mr. Artie. Oh, as you can see on the map, I can just about reach this prototype. None of these hit, but I can in fact reach him. So, let's try that again. And bing, 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 bong. T-28 prototype's got a bunch of armor. Doesn't really matter. Now, of course, I think the inverse square law is kind of modeled in that if they're very far away, you'll do less damage because the flame spreads out, obviously. But it's not like that crazy. You can still do good damage. So, chems, this, you know, this is it's going kind of slow right now. Don't worry. Let's see. Can I get this guy? Not quite. So, what shall I do? If I go over here, there'll be more of a distance and I'll have more of an arc. Okay, this guy's just gonna poke. That's fine. We'll just do that. Now that AMX that I ruined his day is over there, and oh, you just barely missed the flame, buddy. Okay. Anyway, my goal is to shoot these guys, but people are just going all over the place, man. Come on. Can I get an angle? I realize at this point I'm poking far too much, and okay, I'll just do this. Lead my shot, and oh, gave me the slip again. So at this point I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to switch to high damaging and just go hull down against these guys. I know, I'm gonna have to use my ridiculous armor against these people. Now these are Object 257s. They don't have extremely strong armor, it's just very well angled. But this thing doesn't give a shit about angling. At least I don't think so. So, oh, prototype, you're on 15 HP. You wanna do that? You really wanna do that? No, you don't. Oh, come on, dude. It's funny because it's quite easy to dodge the flame, but I only have to get lucky once on such low HP. Now, I think if I aim at the turret roof, where it's like 50 millimeters, I will do a shit ton of damage. I know this is a fact. I don't know if I did it in this replay, but we're gonna find out together, okay? Anyway, anyway, this guy is, yeah, all that just to bounce, huh? And you bounced as well with heat. Alright, prototype. There, finally got him. Okay, all that edging and I finally got him. Anyway, it's a close game, 5-5, and we're even on HP. Except I'm just a flamethrower. Like, these guys aren't gonna do shit to me. Now, if they want to pen me, they could load gold and hope for a high roll on my lower plate. Hold on, let me just... He fired. Yep. Yeah, you're gonna eat it. They have to aim for these little nubs right here, or the driver's hatch, or the cupola. Now, this thing doesn't stun, unlike the Artie flamethrower, so you're still perfectly accurate and capable of hitting weak spots. It's just that I guess these guys are panicking. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, they're missing shots that aren't the hardest to hit, really. And oh, look. Okay, this guy has almost full HP, 2k health. Let's see how much we can remove of that. In fact, actually, I'm going to turn around because, you know, if you're paying attention, you'll notice I'm alone. Okay? It doesn't matter how crazy this thing is. This thing will overheat eventually, right? So, let's create some distance. I switched to long-range heat so I can go back. Heat? Long-range heat. I guess it's technically true. Long-ranged flame. Because I want to go back to the, you know, shooting people over cover bullshit. However, if you noticed, 200 I guess, liters? I'm not shooting a liter a second, am I? Actually, maybe I am, considering how huge these flames are. Anyway, 206 units of long-range flame. I don't know, I might actually run out. And, you know, if I kill everything in front of me, and everything is far away, and I'm out of long range, well, it's not gonna be very good, is it? And, oh, look who's back! Oh, hey, buddy! Gotcha. Now, strangely enough, everybody actually left the middle of the map to go deal with the cap. And, you know, that's just what it is on the Russian server. It's just, generally, the game just plays better. So, I don't have to worry about getting overrun. And, oh, okay, 500 damage with the first tick. Let me just cool down for like, I don't know, 6 seconds. And then do it again. I am getting shot, though, in the ass. Oh, get tracked. And splendid. So, how much health did you have, buddy? Oh, not that much. Alright, bounce that guy. Can I get this guy before we cap out? Come on. Oh, we actually got reset, or someone left the cap. Alright, 6,000 damage. Okay. And, oh, you lucky son of a bitch. So, anybody who knows me knows that I basically always run food on my tanks. However, there really just is no reason to on this thing. Really, think about it. You run food for what? Better gun handling, better DPM, better all this. It doesn't matter in this thing. It really doesn't. So, fuck, run fire extinguisher. And this is, you know, normally I would just die here and be mad. Oh, this frickin' already set me on fire. Holy shit, he did hit me for 480 damage plus a fire. What a bitch. Anyway, I'm gonna load the long range flame because it will take me quite a while to get to him, and he'll probably see me before I see him. Or at least it'll be I'll see him at a long distance. And anyway, it's an arty, he doesn't have much health. So, there he is. And let's just go like that. Bing, bing, bong. Flame. Burn. 6,500 damage. In a tank that I'm not even running food or anything in. Ah, I can't wait for them to release a premium of this. This will be such a credit printer. But yeah. So that was the tier 9. Let me show you the tier 10. Which is arguably the craziest of the flamethrowers. Ah yes, the tier 10 on the best map in the game, Stalingrad. So the tier 10. I forgot to mention that one of the downsides of the tier 8 is that it's slower than the tier 9 and 10. These go 40 kilometers per hour, and of course you use a turbo to go quicker. Now I'm not running optics because I only have one bounty optics, so I decided I'll go with improved rotation mechanism so I could turn faster and flank people faster. But as you can see, this thing has a very strong turret and a very small cupola, especially when you're using your gun depression. And the flame, let's see here, 22 damage and 100 millimeters of penetration. Alright. So, let's see who we could fuck up. I'm immediately going in. I don't care. This thing is crazy, okay? Go like this. Shoot his side. 600. Just like that, almost 700 damage. Yeah. Gonna let it cool down a bit, and we're gonna repeat the same thing. Oh, you penned me once. Good for you, buddy. Now, this 257, he knows what's up. He's like, alright, I'm out of here. So, 1,000 damage in like 3 seconds, just like that. And oh, would you look at that? A chieftain proto. I want to get behind him because he's very weak. Oh, juicy, juicy. Unfortunately, I am kind of overheating. Yeah, non-ideal, but it is what it is. There we go. So, 2,000 damage, just like that. Okay. Hi, Object 257. Do you want some? Let me just cool down my gun real quick. And, oh, okay. Looks like you got exploded. Now, if you notice, that is the Eric concept. It's at tier 10. Tier 10 on the Lesta server. Do you know why it's at tier 10? Because it is faster than a CS63 in speed mode, but it doesn't have a speed mode. It's just always that fast. It has 12 degrees of gun depression, and 700 alpha damage. That's right. Yeah, it's a 152 millimeter or a 150 millimeter medium tank. I am close to getting it. I will get it soon and I will play it and make a video on that. Anyway, I've switched to long-ranged flame. And now, while I'm cooling down my barrel, I'm going to switch to close-range flame. So, we're already at almost 3k from that little burst. Okay, now we're at 3k pretty much. And, yeah, they're not penetrating me. Alright. Hey, 7058. Oh, you're dead. Okay, next. Now, it may look like it's a shit win, but the game is actually close. I don't know what it is. The Russian server is just better. It seems like a turbo game, but look, the HP is pretty close, and it's 5-2. So, we're almost at 4k. We'll be at 4k in a moment after I just, yeah, we'll just do that. Ooh, I'm missing a little bit. Whatever. So, 4k. Oh, okay, an E100. So this is what I mean. This is before the supposed bug fix. Am I gonna do a lot of damage to this guy? I'm trying to aim for the bar, and 160, that's alright, but you know, this guy's got a lot of health. Oh, how about this guy? There we go. Switch. How about the back of this person, right? How much damage can we do to the ass? It's still thick, but alright. Don't be fooled, that's not 600, it's 270. So really, I'm not sure what exactly they fixed. There's some bug or something, I don't know, but anyway, we're chipping away at his health at a reasonable rate, and he's dead. So 5,000 damage. Am I done yet? I'm not done yet. I want to go on to these guys. And what the fuck's this asshole doing, dude? Go, just die already. Go away. Okay, good. He's distracted. So 600 health. Am I going to play conservatively to try and maximize as much damage as I can while preventing myself from dying? Fuck no, I'm going in. W key, full W key. No one can pen me. I shoot flame, and people are scared. Alright? Boom, boom, boom. You're dead. Yeah, that's right. Run away. That's what I thought, buddy. So, full health BZ versus 2-shot flamethrower. Now, that BZ does 560, I believe. So, alright. He bounced his first heat round. Well, actually, he already bounced one, so that's his second heat round. And we're gonna start fighting. I'm gonna aim for his cupola, see if I could do more damage that way. It seems like I've done marginally more damage, but oh, now he's got my side, but I got his side, and ooh, 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 ooh. Ah, doesn't look so good for you, buddy. Now I'm face hugging him, and he's shooting down on my upper plate with heat, so that's gonna pen. So what I do, I'm gonna back it up and just kill him. All right, 7,000 damage, just there about 7,000. Now, I don't even know, man. Should these be brought to NA and EU? I think the gun can be brought, but not the platform. There's no reason this thing should block 4,000 damage, man. That's ridiculous. Anyway, there's a full HP 2684. So I'm going to switch to long range, and as you can see, Russians play like pretty just normal, I guess. They're... I don't know how to describe it. And whoops, ran into that thing. That's probably going to be the reason I don't get any more damage this game. So, and oh... there we go. All that for 81 damage. Oh, 110. Woohoo! So, 7,000 damage in the flamethrower tank. Yes. So, is this a rare occurrence for this tank? No, not really. Yeah. What do you guys think? It's fucking ridiculous, I know. Try to look at the gun and not the armor, right? So you're like, wow, this flame does so much damage. Yeah, because I blocked 4K and I could just shoot people with impunity, right? But what if this was on a very lightly armored platform? I probably wouldn't be able to do 7K because I would just die from how I was playing, right? That's why I think, yes, we can bring flamethrower tanks. No, not in this way, okay? Anyway, I enjoyed this. If you're gonna play on the Russian server, I recommend grinding the flamethrower tanks because they're easy. They don't require gold or premium consumables or any of that. And ping doesn't really matter. So, yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I certainly enjoyed playing this game with this tank. And thanks for watching.